Kia ora koutou, no mai haere mai, and welcome to Frogs on Friday on a beautiful sunny day here in Tamaki Makaurau. On today's show for Mahi Media, we'll be looking at burnout. I'm sorry, we're talking about it again. We'll go through some of our hot jobs as usual, and I'm joined by Jack from our Wellington team to give some tips specifically to employers on how they can avoid burnout for their staff. And we will finish off with the social media polls. So let's have a look at the article in Mahi Media. Okay, so the staff article was, surprise, surprise, all about burnout and how unfortunately it's still a thing, which isn't really a surprise considering that finding staff is still a major challenge for most businesses across New Zealand, which means that there's likely to be a flow-on effect of staff doing extra work to make up for the missing people within their teams. So one of the top tips from the article today was a bit of a surprising one, but I guess it does make sense. And it's simply to get outside into nature. So I guess the idea is to slow things down, to allow yourself to be grounded, and that has shown to be able to really reduce stress. Now, in practice, that's probably easier to do on your work from home days. But I've got some ideas for how you can incorporate nature into your office life. So first up, I think one of the good things is to bring back the walking meetings. So sometimes, yes, you'll need to be in front of a screen, and you might have a geeky manager like me who loves to look at reports and spreadsheets and dashboards and all that jazz. But it's not always about that. Sometimes it's a time to check in. So make sure that you talk with your manager and see if walking meetings could be a good option for the both of you. Another thing is we know that by law, employers are required to give 2 10-minute breaks throughout the day to help you to refresh. Whether or not you actually end up taking those is another story. But a good idea could be to actually schedule these into your day and make sure you take that opportunity to take a break, but to go that step further, quite literally, and to get outside and get some fresh air and into the benefits of nature. The last one here is if some of those other options are a little bit harder to do, just some of the basics and bringing nature to you. So, the old desk plant can go a long way to making you feel refreshed and giving those good positive vibes as well. So give some of those tips a try and see how you go. All right, so now let's take a look at some of the hot jobs this week. Okay, so first up we have a temp role based in Grafton in Auckland. This one's paying $30 per hour, and they're looking for someone to be able to support their clients and customers in a range of different admin tasks, including things like proof of delivery, being that person on point to be able to give that information on where things are up to as well. So it might be being a problem solver, so things like invoicing issues or investigations into what has happened with deliveries. If you're interested in this role, get in touch with Scott from our temp team here in Auckland to find out more. Okay, and the perm job for NZ this week is a sales and client coordinator role. This one is also based in Auckland, being run by Julia Yen and the team here. So for this one, really looking for someone with a real passion for sales, and I guess that not only just sales, but having that care and attention for the accounts and the people who you're working with, your customers. So a good all-round role here, and also requiring strong administration and sales support skills. If you're interested in this, get in touch with Julia to find out more. Okay, let's go to some of our roles in our other branches across the world. Okay, so the legal sector has been really strong for the people-to-people group and Frog. So it looks like it's no exception in London as well, with a permanent legal secretary role. Again, there's always a different role from the UK-based team. So whatever your career path is, feel free to get in touch, reach out with the team in London to see if they may have an opportunity that's going to suit you when you arrive in the UK. Okay, let's go to Australia.
Hi, it's Marissa from People to People. I'm currently recruiting for a HR administrator located in Yennora, paying $75,000 plus super on a 12-month contract. This role is offering working from home flexibility, free on-site parking, and access to employee discounts. Key responsibilities can include, but are not limited to, timely and accurate processing of HRIS and integrated system activities, including contracting, transfers, onboarding and offboarding processes. Focus on providing an outstanding employee experience as the primary point for contact for people and culture inquiries, and also being responsible of the timely and accurate delivery of non-enterprise level reports. To be considered for the role, you must have experience with the HRIS system Workday, excellent communication and interpersonal skills, also high levels of organization and efficiency. If you or someone you know is open to new opportunities, please reach out to me on the details below. Thanks for watching. Bye.
All right, so I talked briefly about some of the things that we can do ourselves to help prevent burnout, and particularly using the benefits of nature. Now we have Jack here from our Wellington team joining us today, who's going to flip that on its head a little bit, and give employers some tips for how they can watch out for this in their staff and really look after the people around them. So, Jack, what great tips do you have for employers?
Yeah, thanks for that, Shannon. As we enter into the second half of the year, as you said, it's becoming evident that a lot of people are starting to feel the wear and tear of a busy 2023, as a spike in burnout is beginning to be seen amongst employees. Helping employees avoid burnout is crucial for maintaining a healthy work environment and promoting productivity. Burnout in the workplace can lead to decreased productivity, increased turnover, and just in general a decline in morale. So a couple of things that I think are really important to helping reduce this is creating a supportive work culture. So fostering an environment that values work-life balance and open communication. Encourage breaks, set realistic expectations, and promote a positive atmosphere through team building activities and recognition of achievements. Another way to do this is offer stress management resources. So you can provide access to mental health services, stress management workshops, and mindfulness techniques to help employees effectively cope with stress. It can even be something as easy as asking if they're okay with their workload and giving them a hand if need be. And the last is to support the work-life balance. It's all good having it in place, but it's got to be supported to be effective. So promote those flexible work arrangements like remote work or flexible hours, and allow employees to control their schedules, prioritise their self-care, and set boundaries to avoid that excessive overtime and overwork.
Which can be very easy to do, and particularly when you can work off your phone, and it's most people see they've taken up the opportunities for flexible working and work from home, but often that line is blurred between your personal life and work life. So some really great tips there. Thanks, Jack. All right, so let's have a look at the results from our polls from last week. So we were talking all about counter offers last week. So we asked for those who had resigned recently if they received a counter offer. So our results from just a short poll here were actually flipped around. So 80% said no, didn't get a counter offer, with only 20% saying that had happened, although we do know that they are on the rise. But what I thought was really interesting was some of the comments that came through. So we had so from Priya Writer, she said obviously did get a counter offer. But a good point there. So just because you get one, and often it's not all about the money. So she decided that the culture and management weren't going to change. So it was a no, thank you, and I'll let that resignation stand. And a similar comments here. So no, the counter offer didn't make a difference, and then they thought, oh well. Maybe that means we can just pay the replacement less, but it sounds like that didn't work out either. So really important, I guess, as an employer to be able to avoid this situation in the first place, and to really be proactive in finding out how your staff are doing so that you can retain them and keep them engaged, and you don't end up in this kind of situation. All right. So let's have a look at this week's. Okay, so on from the theme from today, we're asking if you're starting to feel, burnt out. So can't believe we're almost at the second half of the year already. It's flying by. So interesting to see what the results are there. Hopefully it's improved from last year, but as I said, unfortunately, it is still a thing. So we will leave things there for today. Look after yourself. Make sure you get that rest and relaxation over the weekend. And why don't you go out and enjoy that nature as well to help you for the week ahead. Ka kite anō.